Carla is setting up a bid event using the Etegri cloud-based bid event platform. In the time it takes to make a pot of coffee, she will have set up the event, created the response form, and published the opportunity. She begins by inputting basic information like name, closing date and time, and then uploads relevant folders and documents like tender documents, drawings, or specs. To create the response form, Carla can either start from scratch or use a template from the organization's customized library. She picks an existing template and needs to make a few changes. But first, Carla sets it up as a sealed event. Responses are locked until the event closes when all submissions are open simultaneously. To modify the response form template, Carla edits 2 questions and adds a new one. Etegri has a wide variety of question formats: multiple choice, essay, lists, yes or no, and various types of pricing, as well as standard clauses for things like currency, taxes, and addenda acknowledgement. When Carla has a lot of questions to add, she uploads them from her working spreadsheet with a few clicks. The last thing Carla does is make the form live and publish the opportunity. She can make it private only for invited vendors or public. If she makes it public, she can still send invitations to favorite vendors through the organization's Etegri vendor directory. Jim is growing his business and is always looking for opportunities. When he gets the email invitation from Carla's organization, he can click on the link in the invitation and go directly to the opportunity. Or he can go to the Etegri website and see and search all available opportunities without having to register or log in. Jim clicks the invitation link, logs in, and sees the summary and all of the documents for the opportunity. Jim can view the documents online, download and save any or all of them on his computer, print them on his printer, or have them printed by the local copy shop. Jim wants to bid on Carla's opportunity, so he goes to the submission manager and reviews a copy of the submission form so he can see what's needed and start getting the information together. He also monitors the official countdown clock so he knows exactly how much time is left to submit his response. Jim starts filling in information. He could input as much as he wants, stop, and come back later to add more. He can also upload files, and he can do all this at any time from any device in any location: his office, his home in the evening, or a restaurant at lunchtime. To be able to submit, Jim has to have a verified digital signature. The verification is done by Etegri via a 3-step process to confirm Jim's identity. Once the verification is done, Jim can sign this and other Etegri submissions. If this submission has required a bond, Jim would send a request to his broker through Etegri to create a digital bond on the Etegri platform, signed with the broker's and vendor's Etegri verified digital signatures and seals. No back and forth or faxing. Everything is done online. As Jim continues to add information, Etegri checks his entries for errors and also makes sure that he answers every required question. So when he submits, his response is compliant. It also handles subtotals and totals, speeding input and reducing errors. Meanwhile, Carla is monitoring the process. Through Etegri, she handles Q&A and can see how many vendors have downloaded documents, who is working on a submission, and whether any vendors have already submitted. If there aren't enough respondents, Carla can take action early in the process to boost interest. Jim has finished his submission and reviews it online to see if he's happy or wants to make any changes. Once he's satisfied, he signs the bottom with his digital signature and clicks the Submit button. Etegri does one more error and compliance check, and if everything is okay, the submission is accepted. Because everything is done on the Etegri cloud platform, submission is instantaneous. There is no upload or transmission time. If Jim later thinks of something he wants to change, he can click to withdraw the submission, make the change, and resubmit, so long as the event is still open. Once the response is submitted, Jim can print a copy or download it as a PDF, although he can always look at this and past responses in his Etegri history file. The instant the event closes, Carla views a list of all submissions. She can view responses individually or all together in full detail on a single page, and download attachments, bonds, and anything else the vendors included. Carla can print the responses, download them as PDFs, or export everything into a spreadsheet, already tabulated with a single click, which is exactly what she does. No copying, no data entry, no errors, and no wasted time. Next, Carla adds scoring and weighting to the spreadsheet, and about half an hour after the close, she sends the responses to the evaluation team. If Carla had run a complex construction bid instead of an RFP, the results would look like this: hundreds of itemized prices, cost breakdowns, and milestones. Carla's total time to set up, run, and tabulate the responses for this event is measured in a few hours, and computer-enforced rules and a comprehensive audit trail mean that claims and lawsuits are a thing of the past. Jim submitted an error-free, compliant response with less effort and no last-minute rush to submit, and the process was entirely paperless, saving trees, printing, couriers, and cost. Call us today and see how Etegri can improve your bid events and save your organization time, money, and stress.